Can we get everybody's attention? Hello? Can we get everybody's attention, please? We'd like to start the program. Good morning and welcome. I'd like to make one brief announcement. I'd like to encourage you to live post, tweet, Instagram, Snapchat, hashtag UIC or hashtag Climate Commitments. So if you could please do that, and if you understand what that is, congratulations. It's my great pleasure to kick this off and introduce Michael Amaritis, who became our 9th Chancellor of the University of Illinois Chicago on March 16th, 2015. So he's just slightly over 1 year here, and he's waiting for a nice winter. He hasn't really experienced one yet, so hopefully next year we'll get a little polar vortex for him. Okay, before joining UIC, Chancellor Amaritis served as the Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost at the University of South Carolina in Columbia. He's a native of Greece. Chancellor Amaritis received his diploma in chemical engineering from Aristotle University of Thessaloniki and his PhD in chemical engineering from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. His vision for UIC encapsulates a set of campus priorities or pillars of excellence. He'll be speaking on those right now as I give you our Chancellor, Michael Amaritis.
Thank you, Mark. You did fairly well with Thessaloniki. Now we have to work on the Wisconsin part and Madison. Thank you all for joining us, and I want to thank our friends outside of the UIC community who are with us today, because we have a number of folks that they are not part of our close core of the UIC community, but by being here, they highlight the importance of our partnership with Chicagoland, the city of Chicago, and the county. I first met with the Chancellor's Committee on Sustainability and Energy. These are the folks that they have this CCSE type of tag in them today, last summer. And I challenged the committee to be bold and to formulate goals that meet future challenges head-on. The co-chairs, Professors Dixon and Crabtree, and 5 subcommittees. We had subcommittees on energy and utilities, grounds, sustainable materials, teaching and learning, and transportation. They got to work and they developed the UIC Climate Commitments Action Items document that I have received. And that is why we are here today. Today's announcement confirms UIC's position as a thought leader in sustainability and higher education, or sustainability in higher education. You see, this institution has been engaged in the sustainability movement for years. We officially signed in 2007 the first Climate Leadership Network Agreement. This was known before as the American College and University President's Climate Commitment. We were part of this. But continuing in our role, we became this past fall a founding signatory to Second Nature's climate leadership commitments. As part of this newest pact, this is what commitments this university is making for the future. We will strive to be a carbon neutral campus. We can achieve carbon neutrality with net zero greenhouse gas emissions through reducing and offsetting emissions related to operations and travel. Our short-term action items include updating all lighting that we have to LEDs, and this will be something like 12 times more efficient than conventional lighting, reducing the number of our gasoline-powered vehicles even further, because we have reduced them already. We are part of the voluntary Illinois Green Fleet Initiative since 1997, and to date we have purchased 8 natural gas-powered vehicles and 17 hybrids, gas-electric vehicles. We will continue to integrate solar generation in our structures. You see some of them already from my office. You can see the campus and you can see which ones have the solar panels on top. You can see them in roofs, you can see them in parking lots, and we have reduced, by doing so, our energy use by 19% since 2004. And just in 3 years, Between 2013 and 2015, we cut our carbon emissions by 12,600 metric tons, and people think that sustainability costs money. Actually, this was a reduction in cost for us because we cut our utility costs by $1.4 million. The second commitment that we are making is that we will be a zero-waste campus. We define this as a 90% diversion rate of landfill-bound material through techniques as source reduction, materials reuse, recycling, 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 and composting, 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 composting. First thing, according to our short-term actions plan, is to expand our composting programs, because we're doing fairly well in recycling, but we need to expand our composting programs. We will also expand food scrap collection on campus, and we have such a program already in place at Student Center East, and we plan an on-site facility for food waste recovery, such as food scrap composting, anaerobic digestion, and waste-to-energy facility. And UIC will continue to explore on-site as well as district opportunities for composting through collaborations with Cook County, the Illinois Medical District, the City College of Chicago, Chicago Public Schools, and local restaurants. You know, it is not that easy to get people excited about waste, but it is easy to get them excited about the impact of waste and what our place and the entire planet will look with less waste. The third commitment that we are making is that we will be a net zero water campus. Our goal will be to use the same amount of water in our operations, and by this I mean our power plant, irrigation, the domestic water, the same amount of water for these operations as the amount of natural rainfall on UIC's campus. That's what you mean by a net zero water campus. Short-term actions include installing permeable paving in lots 1A and 1B. And if you know me, you will know that I will never shy away from bragging about our students and their accomplishments. So last year, it was a team of UIC students who competed and won the US EPA Rainworks design competition. And what these students did was they presented a plan for urban transformations, a phased approach to green infrastructure implementation at the University of Illinois at Chicago. And they gave a very good model of how we could reduce stormwater runoff by 10% by 2020 and by 25% by 2030. These are the future leaders in research on the sustainability movement, and they are showing us our way. And to illustrate our experience in rising to these challenges, because it's one thing to make commitments, but do you know how to do it? Since 2012, we have reduced water consumption by approximately 14% on campus. These are 24 million gallons of water per year. That's 14% on the east side and 17%, another 77 million of gallons per year on the west side. Again, this is an example where sustainability actually saves you money, because we saved more than close to $800,000 per year by reducing the water consumption. And I don't have to tell you how important the financial aspects are if you pay any attention, especially to what is happening at Springfield nowadays. Finally, our fourth commitment is that we will be a biodiverse campus. And being a biodiverse campus is not easy in a setting like ours, right in the heart of a large city. But we will create a resilient campus landscape, supporting of a variety of life, including plants, animals, and of course our own people, right? Our short-term action items include increasing our tree canopy coverage to 25% by 2030. Currently we're at 17%, summertime, right, 17%. Winter type canopy coverage here is 0. But that's okay with the weather, Mr. Donovan. This 17% of the campus includes all areas. So we're talking about as well the buildings, the parking lot structures, and so on. So we are talking about going from 17 to 25%, including all areas. These are important commitments. These are stretch goals in many cases for the campus. But we wanted, and I'm glad that the committee set the bar high, because if you set the bar high, then we'll work to achieve these ones. So I want to take this opportunity to thank the Chancellor's Committee on Sustainability and Energy, CCSE, and all of the people that were involved, students, faculty, and staff, for their efforts in planning for the future, for their efforts in achieving the goals that we have achieved so far, and I want them to know that they have made a real impact. We should all be very proud for UIC to be a leader in a movement that will lay the foundation for a much healthier campus, for a much healthier city, and eventually for a healthier planet for the future. Thank you for being with us today.
Hi. I think I know most of you here today, but I'll introduce myself. I'm Cindy Klein-Bonai, Associate Chancellor for Sustainability. I've been leading the office here since 2008, very proudly, and I'm happy to see all of you here today. Thank you, Chancellor, for your welcoming words and your introduction of our climate commitments. I'd like to also acknowledge the work of the committee, the Chancellor's Committee on Sustainability and Energy, which is chaired by Rob Dixon and George Crabtree. Rob, would you raise your hand? Committee members, can you raise your hands? They all have stickers on them that say CCSE. I also want to recognize the heroic efforts of my staff, Carla, Lisa, Kate, Joe, Sarah, and the CCSE GA Laura, and our graphic designer GA Adriana. Please raise your hands. Everybody can come. So we were working on putting together our climate commitments document at the same time as we were organizing this event. And we also have a number of other student employees, our eco-educators that are here today working at this event. Thank you. So the document itself is a virtual document. We do have a few sample copies on the table, but in the interest of sustainability, they are available on our website for you to review. There's a short version and a long version. And extremely important to our achieving the climate commitments and the success we've had so far on campus is Vice Chancellor Mark Donovan. His leadership both internally within VCAS and externally toward the university community has been critical in setting the UIC climate commitments and accomplishing this work that we've done up to this point. So everything that we need for our survival and well-being either depends directly or indirectly on our natural environment. Sustainability creates and maintains the conditions under which humans and nature can exist in productive harmony that permit the fulfillment of the social, economic, health, and energy requirements of the present and future generations. Climate change is one of the greatest threats to that sustainability. And so with these climate commitments, we take on a role in working towards the solutions. The climate commitments document also contains a section on teaching and learning. While not one of the UIC climate commitments, it does cut across all areas of as an institution of higher education, we are missing a key opportunity if we are not educating our students in the challenges of climate change and how to develop solutions. So this newest subcommittee of the CCSE will propose action items around curriculum and degree programs. Now to the event today. It's a great example of how we can all operate more sustainably through partnerships. We worked with UIC meetings and conferences to help achieve our carbon neutral goals by conserving energy and using only natural lighting, the beautiful sun that we have today. They also helped us with our zero waste goal by offering composting. UIC catering was also a big help with our zero waste goal and our biodiverse goal by providing non-disposable serviceware, local food, and sustainable drinks. I hope you will all be inspired to think about more sustainable operations in your own unit. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge our partnership with Public and Government Affairs. Together, we planned this announcement and developed the video on UIC's climate commitments. This video shows an extensive collage of current sustainability culture at UIC. We've organized the visual representations of our sustainability efforts under their corresponding UIC climate commitment. I'm proud to say that this video is an extensive but not exhaustive representation of our work. And I'd like to ask you to come closer so you can see it. I don't bite. Rob?
I'd like to welcome everyone on behalf of the Chancellor's Committee on Sustainability and Energy. I was pleased to be promoted to professor today by the Chancellor. I'm the registrar, and I want to invite everyone to talk about some of the ideas that have been expressed today in the goals. And we do have a number of wonderful snacks here, locally produced, and there's nothing like a cup of coffee in a ceramic cup that just tastes better, that you know you're not throwing that cup away. So I encourage everyone to remain. If you want to talk with people who are on the committee about ways you might get involved, I'm the registrar, I ride my bike. Beyond that, I don't have a massive scientific background, but I am very motivated to see some of these goals realized. And I think UIC is a wonderful place where these kinds of aspirations can be reached and maybe be a model for the city of Chicago. So thanks for coming, and please head to the buffet and let's do some more chatting. Thank you.